Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Rubin from the San Luis and Delta Mendota Water Authority. Mr. Rubin.
Oh, I know, but we don't know.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, council members. My first time appearing before you. It's a privilege. And hopefully Mr. Gartrell took the brunt of the criticisms. The San Luis Delta Mendota Water Authority has
Better check and see if you signed the letter, huh?
Has joined in the letter and does support it, notwithstanding the dialogue that just occurred. And I do maybe just want to make a couple of brief comments and really focus on why at least the San Luis Delta Mendota Water Authority was concerned with the item that's before you. And it is a concept I think Mr. Gartrell was conveying, and it is an ambiguity in terms of what's being recommended to you. When I read the staff report, it was very unclear what was the staff was asking for authority to do. Obviously, at a high level, it was clear that the staff was asking for authority to comment in the State Water Board process, but it was very unclear what the comments would provide. My practice is very much focused on issues before the State Water Resource Control Board. You have right now a specific issue that's been presented by the State Water Board, and that is comments on the substitute environmental document that's being prepared. And so in that context, I am thinking the comment letter that the staff is asking for permission to provide would have a level of detail. It's not just simply consider an objective, water quality objective, that addresses a more natural flow regime. It would be more specific, a potential alternative that the State Water Board should consider in its environmental document. And that is a concern. Without having that specificity, I point your attention to the list that goes from page 2 to 3 of the report, and the staff proposes to recommend that the review consider, and then it lists items, and they're stated extremely generally, and that does raise concerns for us. Again, the staff or the council will take positions that it will take, but having it general and not having an opportunity for the stakeholders in this process to provide their input before you make a decision is important. The second comment I will make is the State Water Board's Water Quality Control Plan has three elements: designation of beneficial uses, identification of objectives, and a program of implementation. Allows for the State Board ultimately to develop objectives that provide a protection for beneficial uses, but it's a reasonable level of protection, requires a lot of balancing, and ultimately the State Board needs to look at the values that are involved, beneficial, adverse, economic, social. And from my perspective, another concern that I had reading the staff report is a lack of balance in terms of what the council may provide. Ultimately, the State Board should adopt objectives considering the co-equal goals. The staff does talk at the end of the report about considering and assessing impacts to beneficial uses, including those that rely upon water conveyed through the delta. But that's a much different statement than the council staff may be providing on beneficial uses for fish and wildlife, and that is another concern that we have. And so with that, I will end my comments. But to summarize, the lack of specificity, the general statements, is what created significant concern for the San Luis Delta Mendota Water Authority.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we want you to come back to all the future meetings too, please.